Hey Divas.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Easy.
Meow meow, Ava.
Come take a diva dump with us.
Welcome back, everybody. This week we're talking about boy craziness. Getting boy
Yep.
crazy, we're boy crazy. Everybody's boy crazy sometimes.
Some people just get boy crazy. I've definitely been guilty of being very boy crazy sometimes.
Same.
But never towards like celebrities.
Yes.
It's always sometimes towards like a boy I really like.
Yeah, no, me too. I've never been one to be like a super big fangirl to like a male star,
Mhm.
but like female stars is different.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
being girl crazy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
I
gush
love
over
being
a
like,
woman.
yeah.
Oh, women are so beautiful. How can you not gush over them?
This is true. They're usually more fun to be a fan of, if that makes sense. You know, like
Yes.
I'm like I have more fun being like a Taylor Swift fan than like a Justin Bieber fan.
Yeah.
I love both, but
Mhm.
you know what I mean.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's discuss a little bit about what it started like.
Being boy crazy.
Because
Yeah.
I think the first like male to ever be like the epitome of like being somebody that people have been boy crazy for.
Like a huge sex symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be Elvis.
Yeah, I think so. There was definitely some before, but I think one of the biggest or most notable was probably Elvis.
It was definitely Elvis.
Yeah, and then what followed, I think, was like Beatlemania. So like the
Yeah.
Beatles, that was a really big one as well.
That was crazy. Which, by the way, maybe not the epitome of beauty now, but hey, they were rocking it back then.
Great singers.
Good for them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then I think jump to our generation, Beliebers were crazy.
Beliebers were crazy.
One Directioners also crazy.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
those
we
were,
mean
like,
this
the
in like
main
the
two.
nicest way, because if you
Oh, yeah.
still are them, great.
I support you. I love One Direction.
I loved. Yeah. Moving on.
Okay.
So, yeah. No, I don't know. I've never been boy crazy over like a celebrity man.
Okay.
There's like, I have been boy crazy over like sportsmen though. When I
Was
hear,
you boy
when-
crazy over Henry Cavill?
okay, Henry Cavill's like different. Also, he has like a beautiful like girlfriend now, and I think she's pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So, I can't be boy crazy over him anymore. So
Duh.
he's taken. But I don't really ever get like celebrity boy crazy, but I get like sports guys boy crazy.
That makes sense. I try to avoid being like boy crazy over celebrities just because I know they're so unattainable. You know what I mean? It's like, why would I want something so bad if I could never get it?
Because it just hurts.
Yeah, I don't
you
want
know.
to put myself through that pain. Shit.
I don't know. I don't
Like-
know. I'll gladly put myself through the pain.
Hmm.
Vince Dunn, hit me up. Thank you.
I don't even know who that is. Anyways.
He's one of the hockey players on the Seattle Krakens. I've literally told you about this. I've sent you so many TikToks about him, and you're like, okay.
It's a man that plays hockey.
It's a white
Well-
man with curly brown hair
Yep,
and like a decent body.
that'll do it.
Uh,
Okay. Anyways, what do we think is the definition of boy crazy?
I think boy crazy has to be somebody that is just obsessed with.
Like men or a man? Or like both. Like,
Okay,
yeah.
when it comes to like celebrities, it's like you're obsessed with a man.
Yeah.
But when you're boy crazy in real life, you're
Mm.
obsessed with the
With multiple men.
validation that you get
Oh.
from a man.
I like that definition because I would agree with that.
You're obsessed with the kind of what's it called? You're obsessed with the
Attention?
attention that a man will give you
Yeah.
and the validation that could potentially come from that. So when you're boy crazy, at least like the interpretations that I've seen in like on TikTok or like just social media in general is that like when a girl in real life is like boy crazy, and I'll just say girl right now, even though men can be fucking boy crazy too. They can
Anyone.
they can be girl crazy, anything.
Mhm.
But when like a girl is like boy crazy, it's usually somebody that just like kind of like switches up whenever a man is in the room.
Oh,
like,
a little
try-
bit pick me.
A little not
bit.
necessarily like super pick me per se, but
Okay.
it's definitely like tries a little bit harder to just like stand out for that
Yes.
person,
Yes.
but doesn't do it in a way where it's like authentic to them.
yeah.
It's more just
They have to
like
fake it
I
a
will
little
like
bit.
do anything to just like make you like me.
Yes.
Sort of a situation.
Yeah. I think
And in turn,
Yeah.
kind of goes hand in hand with pick me.
It
kind
does.
of like undermines other women's beauty.
yes, because a
when-
lot of the time they can push down other women to
Yes,
be noticed by
yes.
men. Yeah.
So it's similar to pick me, but I feel like pick me is just like a little bit like you are just like you have such like repressed like internalized like sexism.
yes.
When you're pick me, you're kind of just like I just want attention.
Yeah.
You know?
It's similar, but not the same always. Yeah, I think I agree with those definitions of boy crazy. I think there are different levels to it as well.
Yes, of course.
There are, some people that are just like, oh my God, like he's so cute, or he's so cute too. Like, there are those things. And then there are people that like freak over like just dudes in general and like cannot live without that validation, which
used to be me.
You know what? I think a lot of it has to do with maturity. Like, I think as we grow older, it changes.
Yeah.
Because when you're younger and nobody's really giving you that validation yet, you can be boy crazy because you just, like, you crave that attention so much as a young person, especially as a young woman. Yeah. But as you get older, you realize, like, obviously, there's more to life than a man like you.
And you know what? Like, I don't mean to, like, speak on a whole demographic. And, like, this is just my experience. But it is, like, of the queer men that I've met from my wonderful hometown, we definitely got a little bit boy crazy because we weren't getting any validation from the men that we were going to school with. Yeah. So when we got even a little bit from literally anybody, we ran with that shit. Yeah. Like, we got boy crazy. Yeah. And you know what? I'm not even gonna bring like the other queer men that I've met. I'm just gonna say me, because it was definitely like, for me, I got boy crazy in high school for sure, 1,000%.
It's also that age.
It's that age,
and the situation you were in. Like, it's understandable.
I was a queer man in a small conservative town with like I was just a teenager. Like, I was a child. Like, so yeah, we want that sort of attention. We want that sort of like love from a person.
Exactly.
So yeah. Our only option was to get boy crazy, because we just like needed to find out what could make a man stay. Yes. And we just didn't know. Yeah. But now, as I've matured, I'm good. If you want to dip out, I'm cool. I got plenty of things to be doing.
Yes. I agree. Like, do you think we are boy crazy? Well, actually, you go first and then I'll answer, because we're different levels, I think. But like, do you think in this stage of life you're boy crazy in any way?
By the definition that I just gave, yes. I get boy crazy if you are like, if I think that you're like the epitome of what you want, of what I want, and when I like see you, I envision you, like, I make up stories in my head, right? I will be a little bit boy crazy. Sure. But when I am in that like boy crazy state, I'm only boy crazy for one man. Everybody else, I genuinely couldn't care about you. Oh. I know, I get kind of
really narrowed down on one guy.
Yeah, I get obsessive. Sorry. I'm not crazy, I swear. Like, I'm not like clinically crazy. I'm good. But I am like, I definitely like for example, like there was a guy that I was talking to like recently, and he literally epitome of my type. He was just perfect in every way. Okay. But we ended up not working out, but during that time, literally his validation was all I cared about. I generally didn't care about the validation of any other man ever. It was just his. Obviously we didn't work out, so I moved on from that. Yeah. But it was like, I will get a little bit boy crazy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. For one person. Can't
really relate. Well, not to that at least. I do think I get boy crazy. It depends on the time of my life as well, because you can be boy crazy about your partner, but I think that's just called being in love. Yeah, you know. But like, when I think of boy crazy, it's like when I'm single and I've been single for a while, like in this moment of my life, and so I'm bored. I keep saying that I'm bored, but like I'm not. Like, I'm doing lots of things, busy with work, whatever. But like, I'm bored. So then when I go out in public, I find myself looking for cute guys, which is, I think, a normal thing for people to do.
I do that too.
Yeah, it's 1,000%. A normal thing. But I find I get the most boy crazy in a bar, where I'm like, I've now kind of found myself going to like a club, going to a bar, going out at night, and like trying to find someone or multiple someones to like talk to. Like, nothing like not hanging out afterwards, nothing like that. But I mean, like, literally just to talk to get validation. Yeah. It's almost to like, partially I think it's to maybe like prove myself, like prove to myself that I am attractive in this setting, which again, not really healthy, but hey. And so that's part of it. And then another part is just because I'm like, it's almost, this might sound weird, but it's almost entertaining to me to talk to a man and to like, have somebody learn about me and like learn about them. It's entertaining. I'm not bored anymore. And even if it doesn't last longer than that 10 minutes at the bar, it's still something I feel almost a bit accomplished. I feel validated.
Yeah.
And I can't really speak on if that's a good thing or not, but it makes me feel good. So, you know.
You know what? It's true. Like, I will kind of notice that, like, whenever we do kind of go to the club, we, like, can't seem to have fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Like, just sometimes. This is sometimes. It's not always. But just sometimes it's like we can't have fun because we want to catch a guy's attention.
Yeah, so badly.
But here's the thing. You're a straight woman. I'm a gay man. Which means the men that are into us, not the same.
Yep.
And will not be in the same setting at the same time.
Exactly.
So I can't go to your bars hoping for male validation. And you can't go to my bars hoping for male validation.
Exactly.
Because it's just very different.
Yes.
You know?
And, you know, typically we take turns, you know, like we'll alternate, you know, going to bars, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I think there are times, especially to speak on my behalf, like, you know, there are times where just as a person you feel insecure and like you
1,000%.
you know, you get validation, you get attention, and talking to a guy makes you feel better about yourself. And so sometimes I'll find myself maybe on a day I'm feeling particularly insecure and I go to a bar wanting to talk to somebody and then I don't, or nobody notices me, blah, blah, blah. And I feel worse about myself because I'm like, wow, I wasn't noticed. Maybe my insecurities are right. And it's worse going to a bar where no one finds me attractive and I already feel bad about, you know what I mean? But it's like, okay, that's not my fault though. It's like I'm going to a bar where there are no straight men, like, and no one's interested in me, literally.
And I'm going to a bar where there's no gay men.
Exactly.
Like, it's really hard to kind of be in like the same scenario together.
Yes.
But you know, whenever I do go out clubbing, 100% of the people I go clubbing with happen to be straight women.
Yeah.
Okay, or at least bisexual women.
Yeah.
And it's like we'll go to like the clubs, like for example, like Beercade.
Yeah.
Or like O'Byrne's.
Yeah.
And those places are fun. They're definitely super fun to like, you know, just shake ass at and just have a fun night. Have a fun night with my girls. But I have to put myself in that mindset before going to that it's like, you are probably not going to get hit on because there's only straight men there.
Yeah.
And if you do get hit on, that's a win. If you don't get hit on, it's still a win because you're with your girls. You're okay. You're going to be fine.
Absolutely.
But there was a moment in my life, like not too long ago, where it was definitely like I was just insecure all the fucking time.
Yeah.
It was just all the time. And I was like, why doesn't a guy want me? Yeah. And then I had to put it into perspective. It's because I'm not going to like a club where there's going to be gay men there that are going to want to talk to me. Yeah.
I feel the same way. And a lot of the times, like I do have this disclaimer. I do get hit on in bars, like sometimes, right? But I've also been at times where I went out with one of my friends recently, and she's absolutely beautiful. All my friends are beautiful, but like this one girl in particular, I think she's more of the beauty standard. And I went out with her, and everybody hit on her, and I was like, whoa. I'm like, as deserved, 100% deserved. But I was
fucking
like,
angel.
Absolutely. But I was in that moment, and I'm like, whoa, like I want all of these guys, but none of them want me.
Yeah.
And it's such
tough.
it's a wake up call in a way, but it's also like I just gotta dig deep and tell myself, I'm like, it's not has nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, it's not about me. It's not like it's not that I'm not pretty enough. It's not that I'm not enough. It's just whatever. Also, in a bar, I go there looking for a boyfriend. They're not looking for a girlfriend.
Yeah, they're not doing that. They're not doing all that.
They're not. So it's like, why am I here looking for something that is not here? You know, like everybody kind of jokes, it's like, don't go to a bar looking for a husband because you're not gonna find one. And it's true. So I'm like, why am I setting myself up for disappointment when like I'm not gonna get what I want here? But what can you do?
Yeah, I get it. And you know, like having to go through that whole like rough patch of me just feeling insecure all the time about like my body and just like how I looked and having friends that I believe are just like so godly and beautiful and amazing.
Yes.
That is like sometimes I just like didn't feel worthy.
Yeah.
Worthiness is like I didn't feel worthy.
Yeah,
and like my self-esteem was like at an all-time low. When I did go to the club, I got very boy crazy because I was like, oh my god, there's a hot guy right there. Okay, straight posture, perky lips, lip gloss applied, the fit better be fitting. Like everything has to be perfect right now because you have to land this guy. and then I wouldn't land the guy, and then I'd go home feeling even worse about myself.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So it's like, now I definitely realize that being boy crazy is not worth it in any scenario, because it genuinely just makes you feel worse about yourself, like, in the long run.
Yes.
And I have to like remind myself that it's like I'm comparing myself to like all these beautiful women and like all these gorgeous girls that are just like bodies to the gods, right?
Yes.
Face cards never declining. And I'm comparing myself to them, and I'm like, why do guys want them and like not me? And then I have to remember, oh, I'm a boy.
Yeah.
I have very different anatomy than these women. So
yeah. There's like a quote that I've been seeing a lot lately where it's comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
And that is something I have to remind myself of all the time, because it's like I'd found myself in this situation with my friend, and like she was getting attention and I wasn't, and I was like, why am I not? What's so different about us? But then I was like, yo, pause. Stop comparing yourself to your friend. First of all, that's not okay. Yeah. And second, it's like, don't just like don't compare yourself to other people. Don't question what is wrong with me, because there's nothing wrong with you. It can be situationally. It can be, and also at the end of the day, male attention, boys' attention to you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And you have to remember that there has been a system set in place in society where we go out clubbing. It's you and your friend, okay?
Yeah.
And your friend is getting hit on more than you.
Yeah.
And you have to think inside and be like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Me. Like, what's going on with me? Why am I not getting the attention? Why am I not getting the validation? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You're always putting the blame on yourself.
Yeah.
Always the blame on yourself. It is never, maybe they're just not interested, and that's completely fine.
Yep.
I saw this video recently, and it was like, it was a great video to listen to. And it was like, at your current, like the current body that you have, you are somebody's dream girl or dream guy. If you were like at your current income, you are somebody's dream girl, dream guy.
Yes.
At your current station in life, the current way that you look, the current everything that you are somebody's dream guy or girl.
Yeah.
And there's over 8 billion people on this planet. There is going to be people that are really going to be attracted to you and be very, very happy to meet you and very happy to be in your life. So you have to just remember that, like,
sometimes they're just not there where you are.
Yeah, it was just not the right place. It wasn't the right time. It's fine. Do not worry, because you have to remember, like, you don't have to just get like validation from like a man and or a girl and how they want to view you, like, sexually or romantically.
Yeah. You
can get validation from your friends, and it is just as heartwarming.
Absolutely.
Because friends are not going to ghost you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It's like, I think if there's a moral to the story that we're telling, it's like there's so much, and it's a constant journey of learning that there's so much more to life than men.
Yeah.
There really is.
Men are fantastic.
They
make you feel good.
Yeah.
But there is so much more.
Yes.
Like like rejection is like, it's not a dead end. It's more like redirection, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you get rejected by one guy. That's completely fine. Try it with a different one.
Yeah.
Nobody's the same.
Everyone is so different.
So different.
It's like I'm very young, but I know my mindset is a lot different than when I was actually a lot younger.
1,000%.
And it's like I'm still learning how to live my life to just have fun, and obviously for success, blah blah blah. But like sometimes I have to teach myself that going out with my friends should be fun. Yeah. It shouldn't be a mission to see who can give me attention.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be about that.
Yeah. And do not feel try your best to not feel insecure when your friend is getting hit on, because you're probably just not in the right setting. Yeah. You know?
Exactly.
And it's fine. That's completely okay. You're good. Everybody that listens to this podcast, you are guaranteed a 10. So if you listen to this podcast, you are a super hot person.
Yes.
And you're amazing, and you're funny, and you're cool and educated. So if a dude isn't hitting on you, it's probably because he's intimidated by you because you're so cool.
Yes.
So continue listening to the podcast.
Yes, we love our listeners.
We do. But yeah, but being boy crazy is just like, it's such a waste of time now that now that I'm like, you know, I've matured a little bit, gone to therapy, did my work. It really is such a waste of time.
Yes.
You should not get boy crazy over anybody.
Yep. I agree. Last thing I wanted to touch on is the Bechdel test. I think
yeah.
I know it applies to film, but sometimes I have to reflect on my life and my conversations with people, and I'm like, do I ever not talk about boys? And I'm like, that sounds really stupid, but sometimes like it really is all we talk about.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, and that's okay.
That's
but
fine, but it's
heavy
also,
on the sometimes.
Oof. Like, why? Like, it really is like, it reminds me of that one scene from Sex and the City when they're like talking about like their relationships and whatever, and Miranda just stands up and she's like, we're 4 successful women, why are we always talking about men? Can we just like fucking end it? And she just like leaves, and she just like leaves brunch, she leaves the girls there, and the girls are like flabbergasted. And it's true, it's like, our lives are just as exciting and fun and cool and amazing. Like, think about all the things that you're doing that a man is not a part of.
And it's not
and talk
for
about
him.
and talk about that. Like, for example, like, come on, you are getting a degree in what?
Media studies.
I always forget this. I'm sorry.
That's fine. My parents forget too.
Yes, you're getting a degree. You're getting a degree.
Yes.
You're about to be an undergrad. You're gonna have an undergraduate degree. That's so sick. That is so cool. You're going to or by the time that this video comes out, you have gone to Cuba.
Yes. I'm traveling. Yes.
I'm trying to remember when this video is coming out. I think by the time this video comes out, you've already gone to Cuba.
Probably, yeah.
Or will probably be in Cuba.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Thank
you know, like, these are things that you can talk about that does not include a man as the subject.
Yes.
Come on.
I agree.
Now, these sound like very exciting things, but you can also, like, you know, talk about your really cool, like, Starbucks job. I'm sure you could talk about like the whole new drinks that you're obsessed with.
Yeah, basically. I think I told you about a dream that I had, or I was going to tell you about a dream I had, and then I forgot about it, but
oh yeah.
We can talk about anything. Talk about anything as long as it's not a man.
Yeah. And if the situation warrants it, talk about a dude. Why not? It's cool. Yeah. Like, men are fun to talk about.
I love hearing the tea. Who are you seeing right now? I want to know.
Like, hello, is he hot? Is he broke? What's going on?
What's his little quirks? But at the same time, it's all about balance.
Yeah.
Let's, talk about all the fun things in our lives
exactly.
that aren't just dudes.
Exactly.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode on Boy Crazy.
Yes. And even though you shouldn't talk about boys all the time, you should follow all of our socials, which are listed down below. But yeah, have a good night, everybody.
Love you, girl. Bye.